space on my. Okay, I think we're recording. Welcome everybody to Goodbye Greensheets. Yay! So what we're gonna go over today is just what's changing because of this change that we've had. We've been talking about it forever and ever and ever. We've played with it. Cami and Zia have been kind of testing it out for us for a few months to help us find the glitches and bugs and how to get around those. And we're ready to release it to everyone. So officially, August 1st was our cutoff date. So if you have submitted a green sheet since August 1st and you think you're good to go, you have a wonderful opportunity to go in and practice this process we're going to talk about, because we are no longer looking at or reviewing or using green sheets for paying commissions. So everything has to be through the commissions tab. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Can everyone see my command? Okay. So the first thing we're going to talk about is how the change affects our compliance. And this is the part that, like Cami and Zia, that I wanted you guys to be on for, because this was kind of an unforeseen change. So this is something different that we're doing that I don't even think you guys know about yet. So the way we used to do with .loop is every time you changed a document or got a signature on a document or whatever, you submitted it to the Market Center. And we trained everybody just submit, submit, submit. Like every time you have something, to send it to us so we can get it approved as quick as possible and push it down the line. And that's not the way the system works in Command. So the way the system works in Command, the best way with compliance is to have 2, potentially 3 submissions for the whole life of your deal. So the way that that works is, let's just go into documents here. So I have this set up as just a fake buyer profile. So I'm going to have all of my buyer documents all in here, all signed, ready to go. Once I get my under contract paperwork, so I have my first batch of like full paperwork. It's going to be all my buyer or my listing documents, my contract, probably my earnest money, because that's in the first couple days as well. Just that first big load of contracts, I'm going to upload all of those, and then I'm going to hit submit one time. Then Randy, our compliance guy, is going to go and he's going to look at that whole initial compliance, let you know if there's any issues, all of that. Then as you get closer to closing, maybe you have a few more addendums, you have a couple other things that have come through, you're going to put all of those together and you're going to do a second submission. I would probably say about a week before closing, as things are pretty much, you've got a bow on things, they're looking good. If you have a straggler thing here and there, you have a nightmare file, you have a last minute addendum, it's okay. You can submit that right at the end, but we're going to try and keep it all to 2 submissions. But the timeline stays the same. You need to have that first submission within 7 days of going under contract. So it doesn't have to be when you first get that listing paperwork signed. Our system will pull in the listing for you, or if you get a buyer, a BBA signed, we don't need that right away, but as soon as you get that contract and those initial forms, within 7 days, we need to have that first submission to the office. Let me move your pretty faces, I can see. There we go. And I don't have any real documents in here, but there would just be the little square next to these, and then you just click submit to Market Center right here, and that's all you'll have to do on that. So that's a little bit of a change for submissions as far as that goes. So we just want 2, 3 if necessary, max submissions per file. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yes.
So how many of you guys have played around with the offers tab at all, or have used the offers tab?
I have. Cami.
Few of you. Okay.
I have.
Awesome. You guys you're like the honors level class. Most of the times when I teach these, no one has done anything with the offers. They don't even know what it is. So that's great. You guys have used it a little bit. So in order to use the commissions tab, we have to use the offers tab first. So I want to go through that a little bit. It's really easy to use. Let me see. I'm just going to drag these down here. Perfect. There we go. So I've got a fake one in here. Kimber, you're selling a home. Eden's your agent. Awesome. So you would just add new offer. So I would do this. You can do it a couple ways. Let's talk about if you're the buyer first, okay? So if you're writing an offer for your buyers, once I get that offer accepted, it's pretty much when I'm going to come in and put it into the offers tab. You can put it in earlier. Like, let's just go in and throw one in so you can see how it works, okay? So we're going to go in here. We can name it offer number 2 because I already have one offer in here. Offer date, close date. You can edit all these details when you need to. If it's a KW listing, you can select it from KW. And then let me move this so I can see my screen. So then we'll put the address. Just gonna, there we go. Whoops. There we go. And then do parties. So we've got the buyer's name, that's my client. I'm gonna put in the seller's name. Again, anything with command with an asterisk is required information. The more information you put in, the smarter command is, right? So representation here wants to know who is this person's agent. Let's say it's Nick Gonzalez. Sweet. Then it's going to ask me for the terms of my offer. And let's just say we're going to do $1,000 in cash and $99,000 finance. We're going to do $1,000 in earnest money. We don't really use option fees much here in Utah, but if you need it, it's there. Seller closing costs, they're going to pay $1,000 towards our closing costs, and they're going to pay $500 home warranty. Then you click on agent analysis, and this is where you can really kind of let your expertise shine. It's your opportunity to show them, okay, this offer is different than this one because, and different ways that they might not think about. Like this is a conventional loan versus a FHA loan. Well, FHA loans, the appraisal sticks with them for 6 months. Sometimes the appraisal comes in low. Sometimes you're more likely to need seller concessions, you know, whatever it is, this is your opportunity to type that all in and give them all of your great agent information. And then you hit save and it's just going to show up here. I'm going to change, let's see if it will let me change the response on that one. Okay, so you can load multiple offers in here. The benefit to doing this, let me show you one in real life here. I find the most benefit for putting multiple offers in there if you are a listing agent. So this listing is a real listing of mine. We had 12 offers come in on it, and so I loaded each of these offers as they came in into the offers tab. So I did that exact same process and I added each of them in. Then what I did is I clicked select all and I did compare offers, and it makes this awesome printout for your seller that has all of the important details, your pros and cons that you put in there, like do they need closing costs? Do they have a home to sell? Did you speak with their lender? Are they well qualified? Like all of these types of things, and you're able to break that down so that when they're comparing multiple offers, I feel like this is a huge value piece for you to use as an agent to help them in making that decision. And so I downloaded this and sent it to her, and then we went through them all, and I sent copies of all of the offers and everything, but it just made it a lot easier to dig through those offers than sending them, you know, 12 repsies and then trying to remember who was who and which one was what. So that's a huge value piece, I feel like, in this market as a listing agent. But if I go back to my sample one, this one, yeah. And we go into offers. So I've loaded these couple offers in there, and we've decided to accept this offer. So all of these terms, we've already preloaded in. Once one is accepted, you can simply click accept. Now you'll notice that that makes this commissions tab go live. It's going to take the information that you loaded into Command Already from all of these different screens, and it's going to use that to auto-populate your commissions tab. So now that we've said we've accepted an offer, we're going to click on our commissions tab. You can still come in here and you can edit any of these details if they have changed. So if by the time we finish negotiating our sales price went up or your commission rate went down or whatever it is, you can still edit that information here. And then here, the payment, this is where, you know, the meat and potatoes of the commissions tab is. This is where your green sheet is replaced. Okay, so right now it's going to assume, based off the information that I told it, that I'm the only agent on this deal, that my gross commission is $3,000, and that my net pay to agent is going to be about $25.25, and my close date was the 8th. So I can edit that. Let's say that I wanted to share this deal with someone. So I need to add another agent. So let's see. I don't know if I liked that one. Maybe we'll just share it with Cami. Okay, so we need to split the units because I've told it that I'm taking a whole unit. So it's going to apply that whole commission to me because I took it all. So if I say, okay, Cami's getting half a unit, so calculate her commission, it's going to take that commission for half of the unit and it's going to calculate and give that to Cami. If I don't tell it that I'm splitting it, it's going to assume I'm taking it all, okay? It also doesn't like it if you just put in a flat commission rate. It's usually easier to do it this way, but you can do it that way. Sometimes it might get a little bit glitchy, but I'd say 95% of the time it's fine. It's going to calculate her royalties, her deductions. Now down here in E&O, this is a known, it's a little bit of a glitch. It's not too big of a deal. It defaults to $25, which is great because that's our office's E&O amount is $25, but it always puts it on that first agent's breakdown. So if I'm on a team and I'm splitting E&O, I'll let it just throw it on that first agent's breakdown sheet, but I'm just going to add a note and I'll show you how to do that. That just says split E&O 50-50 or whatever that is. One thing I want to do here, I want to go here and let it know Amy's taking half a unit. And you'll see here, so it takes my royalties, it takes my E&O, save my commission, and then I'm going to add another agent. I'm going to add Cami. She's getting the other half. I may not like that. Let's see, who's an agent I can add here? I think I already have Eden on here somewhere, but Matt doesn't like this whole autofill thing. There we go. So then that calculates half the commission or half of the unit. And then down here, add item. So this is where you can put anything else that needs to be added onto this deal. So a bonus is a transaction fee. So if you charge $3.95 a transaction as a transaction fee, you're going to put that in here as bonus, right? So we'll put $2.95. We don't have you split those with the Market Center, so you don't need to click that button, and then you can just add it. So that's now going to show that additional item. If you pay a transaction coordinator, that's where she's going to add her stuff in there as well. And they have to put in their, whoa, what did I do there? They have to add in their EIN to be able to do that. Okay, hang on, let me fix what I just did on my screen sharing. Let me close that out. There we go. Okay, where's my Zoom? This is what I love recording these, and then I have technical difficulties. Okay, are we back to command? Okay, so if you're paying a transaction coordinator, she's gonna be able to add in her tax ID when she puts this in for you, so you don't need to worry about that. A great one is outside referrals. We have so many agents in our brokerage that do referrals with agents in other states. If you need to pay an outside referral to an agent in another state, you just click outside referral, let them know you're giving, 25%. Why is my keyboard not working? Because it doesn't like me. Why are my numbers not working? Oh, goodness. We'll just do that. So then you'd put in the tax ID, their EIN number for their brokerage and their tax ID number, their brokerage name, all of that information. We always require that information before we can pay out on an outside referral anyways. You have to have a copy of their W-9 in the file for it to be compliant to get paid on it. So this is just great because it has you get that information up front. So it's super helpful. And then you can just add that. These are all going to be required. Add an email. Okay, we added our fake referral there. So you can also add to KW Cares, any of the other, charitable donations. When you have it how you want it, you just simply click Save Changes. So what's nice up here is this gives you a total summary of your breakdown. So it's got your total commission, that transaction fee, what's being paid out in an outside referral, how much is going to be paid to the office in royalties and company commissions, and if there's any other additional deductions. The total paid to agents, it shows how much Amy's going to get and how much Eden's going to get. So you get a really good breakdown of how that's going to look when that check is cut. Trying to think if we forgot anything on this part. What questions do you guys have about this side of things?
One thing that I noticed when I was helping someone the other day, if you have to change that commission percentage rate at the top, you'll go and change it, and then it doesn't reflect below immediately. So you have to go click that edit agent payment and just click that recalculate button. So if you change it from 3 to 2, it's not just going to automatically change below. So that's something that, because this is new to me, I was just kind of trying to figure it out. And that would have been something that I would have got stuck on.
Yeah.
Or I did get stuck on.
I've had people get stuck on there where they've said, well, I'm trying to add this amount and it won't let me add the amount. And so I've had to say, well, how much of the unit is it? Okay, enter in that unit, now hit calculate commission. Yeah. And then like, oh, okay, it took it that time. So you might have to play around a little bit with that, but it's fairly intuitive there. Any other questions on this part? While the bugs in this are getting worked out, we're going to lean heavily on this add note section. So you can see here, it took $50 total in E&O because it took 25 from me and it took 25 from Ian, or not from Ian, that's my son, from Eden. So you can add a note here and just say split E&O 50-50, or Amy's going to pay the entire E&O, or however you want that $25 split up. You can put that here. This is also a good spot if you want to put, I'd like to put $500 towards my board dues. We can put that in a savings account for you. Or I'd like to pay my office dues or whatever it is, this is a good spot for you to put a note in there and let us know if there's any additional information that we need to know about how you want your check cut. So you can do that here in the add note field and then just save the changes on it. So that is pretty simple. Most of it is auto-populated. If you're the only agent on the deal and you don't have any additional deductions going into it, I mean, you pretty much go to the commissions tab and save it. I mean, it's just you're adding, instead of the green sheet giving you every single option up front, the commissions tab is very simple, and then whatever options you need are available to you. So it makes it a little simpler that way. I do like that. The biggest downside to the commissions tab is that once I have submitted this commission and it has been accepted by the market center, so I've pulled it into our system and now we know about your payment, we've got it in our projected numbers, you can't change it. So if your commission changes drastically between now and the time that your check is cut, what we need you to do is send an email to both Carrie and I with the subject line, update to commission request, and just let us know what changed. Just say, hey, my commission went from 3% from 2 to 2%. My gross commission will now be $2,000. Whatever that is, just so it gives us a heads up that there's been a change. Then we can go into the back end of the system and change what we've entered in. That's fine. And then everything's up to date, but it won't let you resubmit a new commissions tab once it's been submitted. That functionality is coming, but it's not there yet. So the workaround for that is just shoot us an email. Whatever change is needed, we're happy to go in and take care of that for you, but it'll only let you submit it the one time. Are there any questions on that? Okay. What was the other thing I was thinking about? A couple things that have come up in working with people through this that I have kind of helped them troubleshoot. If you have a listing, a lot of times, let me go into a listing and see if mine shows this. When they go to submit, it will say no listing has been selected. And so they've had to go up to the top by where the address is and select their listing. Let me see if it shows up on my listing. Becky Rutledge, didn't we have that problem with yours?
Yeah, so it was because Brooke just has the land, so there wasn't specific. She doesn't list her land on the MLS, so.
Oh, so like here I've got listings. Let me look here. So right here, so this is my listing, right? And so up at the top, you should see your name and the address of your listing. If the address doesn't show, this one, I mean, I could remove it, but I don't want to because this is an actual one. But if you click on this, it will say search my listings or search all listings. And it obviously didn't pick it up right off the bat as being yours. So just click select or search all listings, type in that address, it'll pull it from the MLS and you'll just say, yep, this is my listing. And then it links you to that listing in the system and then it will let you submit. So if you have a listing and it's giving you that error, just come look up here and make sure that the address of the listing is connected into your commissions tab. And if not, you can just click on there, search all listings, go find your listing and select it. So hopefully that makes sense. And we'll have to troubleshoot yours since yours are not on the MLS specs. We'll figure that part out. Any questions on that? That's been one item we've troubleshooted a little bit. And one thing to remember, so since commission requests are replacing green sheets, we still have to have the commission tab submitted within 7 days of going under contract. So in a perfect world, you're going to do that initial document submission that we talked about. You're going to go in, enter in your offer information, fill out your commissions tab, and submit everything all at once. So it all has to be done within 7 days of going under contract. Then if there's any changes, to the commission request, just shoot Carrie and I that email. We'll take care of all the changes on our end. And then you can add any additional documents and upload those just right before closing. I'd probably say 3 or 4 days before closing, so we have time to review them. And when we get your check, that file is all showing green approved, if that makes sense. Cool. Any other questions on
Amy, can you hear me?
commission step? Yeah.
Amy, this is County. Okay, what about in the compliance section where it's requesting a green sheet for for compliance? I know I've personally just been putting in a templated PDF that says commission. It's in the commission tab.
I'm going to be removing that. It will no longer show up. In fact, I'll do it today after our call. So it will no longer even show up in the checklist as a required item. Because right now, if your deal went under contract after August 1st, even if you have a green sheet in there, we're going to need a commissions request filled out too. So okay. We're going to just be removing that from the checklist. So you won't have to add anything anymore. We're just going to assume everybody's putting everything in through the commissions tab.
Okay, awesome. Thanks.
Yeah. Any other questions? It's pretty simple. It's pretty intuitive, but there are little things. So as they come up and you're like, oh, wait, it doesn't like it when I do that. Give me a call, shoot me an email. I'm happy to help. And we will make sure that the change doesn't delay your stuff. You might, we might be calling you saying, hey, you've got a green sheet and I need a commissions tab. Can I help you do it? But we're not gonna let it affect your business in any kind of negative way. We'll make sure you get paid on time and we'll help everybody through the process. But it's nice to have everything now truly end to end as far as our transaction management all in one spot, which is great. So it's very exciting.
Have you heard any rumors about when it's expected that offers tab will be able to update commissions instead of emailing you?
Not yet. Every time I've reached out, they said that it's a known, that's known that that's not working that way and that they're working on improving that functionality. So that will be awesome once we're able to edit those. At the same time, I mean, right now you can't really edit Greensheets either. You'd have to do a new one and upload it. So just that part didn't get any easier, but I feel like the rest of it really did. It's smart. It fills in all the info for you and you only have to do it one time in one place instead of in, 2 or 3 different systems to get it all in there.
Yeah, I like it once I got used to it.
Yeah. It takes a minute, but it's been good. It makes things on our end so much easier too. It's
good.
Really nice. Yeah, for sure.
So the August 1st is like people getting paid, or is it?
So August 1st was the last date that we reviewed any submitted green sheets. So if your contract went under contract in July and you had already submitted a green sheet into your folder, that's okay. We can look at that. But after August 1st, if you have a contract that was after August 1st, it has to be a commissions tab. We're not pulling in any green sheets or checking the green sheet system at all anymore. So it would have to have already been uploaded into Command as a PDF prior to August 1st for us to be able to look at it. Otherwise, we'll just have to have them do a commissions tab.
So when you say goodbye, you mean goodbye.
Peace out. No more green sheets. Yeah.
Love it.
Awesome.
Cool. All right. Well, any other questions before we sign off? Anything, Cami and Zia, you guys have been using this for a while now. Is there anything that you have seen and using it as much as you have that you were like, man, I wish I knew about that sooner, or this is something cool I figured out to do that you want to share with anybody? Or do you feel like it's just...
Nope, I think it's still, nope, the only thing, those hiccups was just the being able to change it, and then working through and navigating the split commissions part that you addressed. So no other tricks other than that.
I personally think the nice thing, I agree with her, and it'll be nice to be able to edit it. But the other thing is, I've noticed as I've gone through, if I forget to do something, like say there's 2 agents, you're doing a split, it won't calculate it right. And so you'll have to go back and troubleshoot it, but it won't let you complete it. So it's nice because then you're like, well, I messed up somewhere, so I need to go back through my steps and see where I missed it. And so it's like, I always like, okay, it's still red on this side. What am I missing? What didn't I do? And so it's easy to go back and adjust, because if it says the commissions aren't balancing, then you just go fix it.
Right.
Oh, there is one thing that I did notice. I'm sorry. Okay, so you know, you go your offers, submit your offers, accept it, go into the commissions, then you're flowing with the commissions, and then I thought I had it all. I had my TC fee in there. I had all the fees in there, but then I had to go back and edit something in the offer, and then I edited it, and then I submitted it, but it erased all of the deductions and the bonus that was supposed to be in there. So once I go in there, go back to the offer to edit it, it will erase the information that I had already put in there.
You want to make sure that everything's showing up on that right summary side right before you hit submit.
Yep. So I've been sure to go back in and make sure to re-enter that data if you have to go back into the offers tab to fix something.
Awesome. Cool. All right. Anything else?
Oh, thank you.
Cool. Well, this is kind of just a short, sweet little tutorial on what has changed, and then we'll continue doing the once a month how to get paid classes, and this will just all be integrated into the monthly training. But we just want to have a short, quick little training just for transition purposes so everybody's up to date.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Well, let me just check the chat because I never think to do that.
Cece wants you to start over. So
We recorded. We'll upload it to the YouTube channel. Okay, awesome. Thanks so much, you guys. Appreciate ya.
Okay, thank you. See ya.
Bye.
Okay, bye.